The White House eyeing aid cuts to Portland for allowing anarchy, and the president giving Hamas a hard deadline for peace. We now go live to NTD Washington correspondent Mari Otsu, who was at the briefing earlier. Good afternoon, Mari. Talk to us. What's the latest from the briefing?
Don, good afternoon. The White House is saying that law and order will prevail in Portland, Oregon today. The White House press secretary, Karoline Leavitt, says she's just spoken with President Trump, and the administration will be reviewing federal funds that can be cut from Portland. She also says that a surge of ICE and Customs and Border and Protection resources will be surged immediately to Portland. Listen.
The President has directed Secretary Hegseth to provide all necessary troops to protect war-ravaged Portland and any ICE facilities under siege from attack by Antifa and other left-wing domestic terrorists. This is left-wing anarchy that has been destroying this great American city for years, leaving police officers battered, citizens terrorized, and business properties damaged.
The Trump administration says that it will not fund states that allow anarchy. And last night, a conservative journalist, Nick Sorter, was arrested while documenting violent protests outside of an ICE facility in South Portland. The White House today condemns that arrest with the Portland police. Take a look.
Instead of arresting these violent mob members night after night after night who are ravaging this community, the police arrested a journalist who was there trying to document the chaos. This incident is part of a troubling trend in Portland where left-wing mobs believe they get to decide who can visit and live in their city.
Sorter says that Attorney General Pam Bondi personally called him this morning, and the White House confirms that the Department of Justice will launch a full investigation into Sorter's arrest. Don?
And Mari, we're now on the third day of the shutdown, and it looks like the government funding vote failed again. Did the White House weigh in at all about the points of disagreement that are keeping the government shut down?
Sure, Don. Yes, Press Secretary Leavitt had a lot to say. She gave a very comprehensive counter-argument to the common refrain from Democrats, the narrative that illegal immigrants are not getting free health care. The main point was that Leavitt says that Republicans put forth a clean temporary funding bill, but Democrats then inserted a provision into it that would undo the One Big Beautiful Bill's progress in ending taxpayer-funded health care for illegal aliens. Watch.
Democrats' proposal would require Medicaid to pay more for emergency care provided to illegal aliens than Medicaid does for American patients who are disabled, elderly, or children. And this bill would have also allowed California to continue a gimmick that funds its Medicaid for illegals program.
And meanwhile, President Trump this morning gave Hamas until 6 p.m. on Sunday, Washington, D.C. time, to agree to the peace deal. And just minutes ago, reporting by Reuters says that Hamas is agreeing to free all Israeli hostages, alive or dead, under President Trump's peace plan. Hamas has not yet agreed to the entire 20-point peace plan, but it reportedly signaled readiness to start negotiating those details. The president this morning had said that this is Hamas's last chance and threatens that if a deal isn't reached, quote, all hell like no one has ever seen before will break out against Hamas. Don, back to you.
All right, Mari, thank you. Reductions in the federal workforce are imminent. Our Washington correspondent, Luis Eduardo Martinez, has the latest from Capitol Hill.
All around the country right now, real pain is being endured by real people because the Democrats have decided to play politics. We have troops and TSA agents and Border Patrol agents who are working without pay, protecting the country. And you have FEMA services, health insurance policies, for example, that are being stalled in the middle of a hurricane season because the Democrats want to play political games and try to obscure the real facts at issue.
Senate Democrats have voted for a fourth time against a bill that would extend current levels of government funding and end a shutdown. Democrats who are in the minority in the House and the Senate have demanded that their healthcare policy priorities be approved and parts of the Republican reconciliation bill be repealed for them to support any effort to reopen the government.
The fact of the matter is that the big, ugly bill, as Trump has continued to implement it, is absolutely gutting healthcare research all around this nation.
Republicans have agreed to negotiate with Democrats on healthcare policy, but not while the government is shut down. Republicans have rejected repealing parts of the reconciliation bill they passed earlier this summer that closed the loophole that allowed for illegal immigrants to access taxpayer-funded healthcare.
We challenge them. We challenge them to tell us why they're not trying to give illegal aliens health care again when they put it in their own bill.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is facing criticism for past comments he made regarding government shutdowns. As early as March, Schumer rejected government shutdowns.
What if I persuaded my caucus to say I'm going to shut the government down, I'm going to not pay our bills unless I get my way? It's a politics of idiocy, of confrontation, of paralysis. Shutting down government over a policy difference is self-defeating. We can never hold American workers hostage.
The pressure is now on rank-and-file Senate Democrats. There have been already 3 Senate Democrats who have broken with leadership to support Republicans to reopen the government. Those are Senator John Fetterman, Angus King, and Catherine Cortez Masto.
Have a majority of senators, 55 senators, have already voted for this clean, short-term, nonpartisan CR. As the Speaker said, no policy riders, no gimmicks, nothing in here that benefits Republicans. This is a straight-up 7-week funding resolution, and we need it to keep the government open. And
the Senate will vote again on Monday on a continuing resolution to reopen government. Reporting from Washington, D.C., Luis Eduardo Martinez, NTD News.
Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem was blocked from entering a public building in Illinois. She shared a video on X that was recorded by media personality Benny Johnson.
Can we use the restrooms? No, you cannot. We can?
Okay, all right, thank you. So as much as these local leaders and governors talk about cooperating and having the backs of our law enforcement officers, this is what we have to put up with every single day. And all we're doing is getting criminals as terrorists and cartels and gang members off the streets to make families safer here. It's ridiculous.
Secretary Noem said she and her team were trying to take a bathroom break when they were denied access to the Village of Broadview Municipal Building. Noem said this is a public building that receives at least $1 million in federal funding every year. She explained that she and her team are in the middle of operations to pick up some people with criminal convictions. This comes as the Trump administration stepped up its immigration crackdown in the state with armed federal agents. Agents were seen patrolling streets in downtown Chicago. NTD's Christina Corona has the latest.
A massive fire erupted at the Chevron Refinery in El Segundo, California around 9:30 p.m. local time Thursday. The blaze shook homes and sent flames so high they were visible from Malibu more than 20 miles away. Residents reported hearing explosions, with some saying it felt like a natural disaster.
About 9:35, I heard a little explosion. It sounded like the start of a 3.0 earthquake, and that was it. And then a second later, there was another loud explosion, and it felt like a 5-point earthquake. I thought we were actually having the start of an earthquake.
Fire crews worked through the night, and by Friday morning, officials said the blaze was contained. According to the city of El Segundo, the fire originated at a process unit at the southeast corner of the refinery. Chevron confirmed that all workers were safe, no injuries were reported, and the blaze did not spread beyond the grounds. Roads were closed, and nearby residents were told to shelter in place, but those orders have since been lifted. According to the company's website, the facility spans 1.5 square miles, has more than 1,100 miles of pipelines, and processes up to 290,000 barrels of crude oil a day, producing gasoline, jet, and diesel fuel. The Chevron refinery has experienced at least 4 other fires since 2016, with the most recent occurring in 2022. California Governor Gavin Newsom and Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass say they're monitoring the situation closely. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Christina Corona, NTD News.